I'll call the Oak Park Heights City Council meeting for Tuesday, March 26th to order. First is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is the approval of the agenda. Are there any changes or corrections?
Move approval.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Doherty, second by Councilmember Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Next is council staff reports. Last week, I had a 2-day marathon session with the strategic planning for the Energy Transition Advisory Commission with DEED. And then on the 19th, I attended the quarterly meeting for Excel about the King plant. And then tomorrow I have a National League of Cities Women in Municipal Government meeting by Zoom. Next is Councilmember Doherty.
Yeah, last week, Monday, had the Park and Trails Commission meeting. A couple of things on the agenda. Also was on the Zoom for the King Plant quarterly meeting. And on Thursday, I attended the Chamber's ribbon cutting for the Midwest Landscaping and Excavating Company here in town.
Councilmember Johnson.
I have nothing to report.
Councilmember Liljegren.
I have nothing to report.
Councilmember Rowe.
Last Tuesday night, I attended the Stillwater City Council meeting because they were having a ceremony recognizing those who were involved with the shooting incident in their city last year. And one of our officers, Officer Lindsay Paradise, was recognized by their police department and was awarded their Medal of Merit. The police chief noted that she was the first person on the scene, and pointed out that that's something that our communities work together on as far as their cooperation, that she was calm. This was interesting because he said she was so calm during this, when the situation, she said, it's almost like she was on a lost dog call. And then he mentioned that she had, one of the first things she did was she had provided cover for a citizen that was present, and then she provided the information, the description, and the location of the subject for the other units that responded. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Next, staff. So Administrator Reif.
Mayor, Council, good evening. At our last meeting, we had folks from Washington County at our meeting to review their proposed emergency housing services building project. I've got here up on the screen, we've been working in the background here with them just to secure some open house dates. We did secure one here at Oak Park Heights City Hall. If you're able to see this, again, kind of small print, but there's going to be one on April 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Stillwater City Hall. They're going to have another open house April 11th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Government Center. And then the one that they'll be having here is on Tuesday, April 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. So there's not going to be any formal presentation that the county staff is going to be making at these. These are going to be purely open houses. I imagine they'll have materials and maybe some display boards. Staff will be on hand. I'll be at the very least, I'll be at the one here at Oak Park Heights City Hall, just listening and monitoring. So we'll keep you informed if there's more information that comes.
What time again was that here?
Here, April 16th, Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m.
Thank you.
Is this information on our city's website at all for anyone who's interested?
We actually just got this this evening, and so we'll make sure we get it on our website.
Thank you. Chief Hansen.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. A couple things. Our winter parking restrictions is in effect for 5 more days. And how convenient.
Really?
We just got this. But everything's been going quite well. Really haven't had any issues. Really haven't had any snow. So additionally, we're just bringing everybody's attention. We have a new crime mapping software that is now available to the public. The Washington County and all the agencies within are all involved with this and putting it forward. So you can access it just simply crimemapping.com and put in your jurisdiction, and you can start putting in what days or how many weeks you want to go out and start looking at it. We put it into like 15 categories, so it's not everything. It's not medicals. It's more your bigger stuff, your arsons, your thefts and crimes. So that is available now to the public to check out, as well as for us to kind of keep an eye on and help with, quite honestly, the crime mapping trends and what we maybe don't know.
Could you put that on the website so that people have a link
Yep.
to go to?
So we have it, yep, and we did that, Mayor. We have it on the police, on the city's website through the police, and then as well as on the, our Facebook page, where we can maybe throw it on the front page of the city website too.
The
So you
front
could,
page would be great. Not everybody goes on Facebook or the
Yep.
police department, they find it there.
yeah, take a look
Good.
at it. And then additionally, we've got, it's gonna be a busy month for us coming up over the next 2 weeks. We're hoping to close out the applications as far as officers and interview those folks here, as well as take a look at continuing with the sergeant promotion coming up hopefully as well. And we're still, that window is still open, internal candidates for another day. And then our new officers that we currently have are doing quite well. One will be finishing up hopefully in a month and be on solo patrol, and then we'll have another one right behind within that preceding month. So doing good. That's it.
Well, thank you. Next is Assistant Administrator Finsky.
Mayor and Council, 2 things for you this evening. First, Kelsey Berger's 5582 Osgood Avenue North was chosen as the most recent Recycling Award winner. And then reminder, spring cleanup, May 18th, 7:30 a.m. to noon. And just a reminder to our residents, we will not be accepting appliances or electronics at this event, also no mattresses. Mattresses and box springs can be picked up by Tennis Sanitation if you call them and schedule those. And appliances as well, there is a fee. So just contact Tennis Sanitation for those things. Everything else will be collected at our cleanup day for no charge.
Thank you. Next is visitor public comments section. That's time for anyone in the audience to address the council on any issue, and we have no visitors tonight. There's home staying warm. Next is consent agenda, approve bills and investments, check 70443 to check 70475 for a total of $201,122.15. Approve city council work session notes from March 12, 2024. Approve city council minutes, March 12, 2024. Approve National League of Cities City Summit registration. Approve resolution authorization a loan application to the Midwest Public Facilities Authority. Approve replacement of the 2017 Bobcat Toolcat. Approve proposals from Pearson Brothers and A+ seal coating for 2024 street seal coating project. Approve proposal from Maurer Brothers LLC to replace Swagger Park fence. Approve street sweeping contract with St. Croix Sweeping. Award the spring 2024 Boulevard and Park Tree Planting Project to Hoffman and McNamara Nursery and Landscape, and appoint Taylor Pass to the Parks and Trails Commission through 2026.
I move the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Runk, second by Councilmember Liljegren. Jacob?
Councilmember Doherty?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Liljegren?
Yes.
Councilmember Ronk?
Yes.
Mayor McCumber?
Yes. And we have no public hearings tonight, and we have no old business tonight. So move on to new business, which is adopt City of Oak Park Heights conflict of interest policy. Jacob or Christina?
Yes, Mayor, Council, we've been working in the background here. I think the council's fully aware. We've been working on the Well 3 project. As a part of that project, the city had received a grant through the Economic Development Administration. As a part of that grant, we are required to adopt a conflict of interest policy. That policy that is before you here was developed by our legal counsel. Both of our legal counsels worked jointly on this conflict of interest policy, so that is what is before you for consideration this evening. The one unique part about this too is that the contractor is also going to have to adopt this policy or develop their own policy, so that's a little wrinkle with this, but again, it's all part of making sure that we're in compliance with that EDA grant. So happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions for Jacob? Is there a motion to approve the policy?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Runk, second by Councilmember Liljegren. Why don't we do roll call on this since it's a new policy?
Yep, absolutely. Councilmember Doherty?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Liljegren?
Yes.
Councilmember Runk?
Yes.
Mayor McCumber?
Yes. Next is authorize the city engineer to review the 58th Street Extension traffic analysis prepared by SRF Consulting. Jake?
Yep, Mayor, Council, at our last project management team meeting that we had with Washington County on the 58th Street extension, they had mentioned, SRF Consulting was leading that presentation, and mentioned that they are going to be passing out or distributing shortly what they call a traffic memo. That is essentially, I guess, a traffic analysis or traffic study. The question before you hear this this evening is, do we want to have Stantec review that traffic analysis or traffic study that's being put together by SRF Consulting? We would recommend that you have Stantec or authorize Stantec to review that study, just to make sure we keep a pulse on the project. In consultation with City Engineer Mann, he estimates that it's a not to exceed amount of $1,500. So just looking for your direction on that this evening.
Any questions? Discussion?
Makes sense.
I'm kind of curious, knowing that they're just saying traffic memo rather than full traffic study, and statements the county has made about their intent to do a traffic study once this road has gone through. Is there a level, if it's just a very high level summary, where it would maybe not make sense to have Stantec fully dive in?
I would consider this, Councilmember Johnson, I would consider this a traffic study. They're calling it a traffic memo. They've called it a traffic analysis. I'd consider it a traffic study. So,
I don't like the idea that it's, I think we spent enough money on this thing, but regardless, it does need to have the pulse on it, like Jake said. But the fact that it's a not to exceed 1,500, maybe he only spends 15 minutes on it, just looking at it. Probably a good idea to have him take a look. But we know he's going to have to take another look when they do another study anyway.
That's the concern, is that this will be so high level that in a few years we're doing this again. And I know with our last study, they said it gets dated quickly.
Yeah, they do.
But I
regardless.
mean, I agree with it. I just wanted to make sure if they're saying memo and they mean it as a,
I don't like spending anything on it, but regardless, we need to keep on top of it too.
I think too, Mayor and Council, I think that the city engineer is being conservative on this with that $1,500. I don't anticipate us getting close to that number, so.
And without knowing what it's going to look like, it could be, a 3-page thing, or it could be a 1,500-page thing. It's hard to know.
Yeah, based on our last presentation that we had with them, there was a lot of technical data in the last presentation, so I think it's going to be pretty technical in nature, and so I think they're going to have some pretty significant detail on there, especially this is not just Washington County producing it, it's their traffic consultant, SRF Consulting, so, but certainly appreciate your feedback on this.
that's good to hear.
Any other questions?
No? I move approval.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Johnson, second by Councilmember Doherty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any other council items or announcements? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Runk, second by Councilmember Doherty. All in favor?
Aye.